Mouthfeel is very important.
Speaking of things that have mouthfeel, let's talk about this show. Some have called it APGamingREAL, and I am also known from time to time as Arthur Perkins. This is episode 7 of the 3rd season of Battletech, A Time of Total Warfare, and I'm joined by these people. Look, I had an intro, but I just threw it out this week. It got way too complicated. It involved making a dig at Sid that I didn't want to open up a line of questioning on. So instead, I'll just say that ever since Rad brainwashed Pondo, that dude has been at 100% all the time. He's been so extra. Now he's getting snappy with me left and right. Now Rad is on it all the time too. He keeps coming at me. Like, these two need to chill the fuck out. What did I do to make you guys so upset? Is it the constant jokes and digs? I'll stop if we could go back to being chill, y'all. I don't want to cross the line. If I upset Cotton, she'll destroy me. She'll just destroy me outright.
It's true. She does have that.
I'm fine with upsetting Sid, though.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's common. Yeah.
Most of the internet feels the same way.
No. Let's bypass that one. It's been a week. My mom apparently believes that if she gets a paracord, which is a wrist bracelet that turns into rope, she'll be able to rappel out of her hotel and avoid riots in France and Spain. And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, just ask your friends. They're all survivalist weirdo nerds, right?
That's some James Bond level shit right there.
So I did, and Rad was like, don't do that. Use actual rope. And I was like, here's the rope a United States Special Forces sergeant believes would be wise to rappel with. And she's like, but I can't wear it. And I'm like, that's correct. Because the thing you need to get out of a window is not something you should be wearing.
Also correct.
This isn't Rapunzel. You don't make a line out of pillowcases to leap from a hotel room. So we're battling, my mom and I, about I guess she must have just seen some news report where they were like, if you're in trouble, here's some hot tips. You can rappel out of your hotel window with some paracord. And I'm just like, oh,
those bracelets give you like 4 to 6 feet, so she could rappel from a first-story window around. Basically, all she could do with one of those bracelets, if you were going to trust your weight to 550 cord, which I would not personally. I also probably weigh considerably more than your mother, though, so there's that.
I don't know. I haven't weighed my mom
recently.
We do go to the same gym. I guess I could just look up her records, but
your mom's like she's like James Bond or some shit, dude. Just ready to rappel out of hotel windows.
No.
With bracelets.
Look,
just do what
look, man.
Pick her up and then step on a scale.
Here's the thing.
Ask her if she's ever killed somebody with a pencil.
I'm so confused. Oh, she almost certainly has killed somebody with a pencil, but not in the way you're thinking. She was a nurse for 40 years, so undoubtedly somewhere down the line a mistake was made.
Buddy's Nerfic.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing, though. Her doctor presented me with some really convincing evidence that she definitely killed 3 people in like Ukraine and Russia in the 80s and 90s. Oh, and I was like, anyway. I don't know about this. And he's like, look at the evidence. And I'm like, okay, I'm moderately convinced. But now that she wants to paracord it out of windows, I'm like, there's no way she's a spy. This is the dumbest shit ever. Does she have
like somebody else's fingernail like embedded in her femur or something like that?
No. He's like a defector from the Soviet Union. So yeah, he was a former intelligence officer that became a doctor in Delaware. Look, I don't know how to trace this guy's life, man.
That would be an interesting thing to see. Someone who defected and is a former intelligence agent goes walking by a person. They both look at each other like.
Just presents documents of your mother killing a few people in Ukraine.
I don't know, man. Like, sometimes she says stuff that worries me, and I'm like, is there more to this than I think? So that's where I'm at. Also, I think she's slowly going crazy. This paracord thing has me really worried. Speaking of something that has me really worried, let's go ahead and talk to I actually don't know who to cut to.
That's a lot of people here.
Let's cut to the person I'm not worried about, Cotton.
There you go.
There we go.
Good save.
Sick and easy loft there. Just putting on the green. Hi, how's it going?
It's going okay.
Look, I don't know that you can share all this wonderful art that you've made, but you've made some fucking overlays. You got an animated loading screen and be right back. Like, holy shit, Cotton. You're making me look bad here, okay?
They do actually look pretty goddamn adorable.
I'm looking at these little fucking rabbit creatures and I'm like, god damn, that rabbit is just resting on that picture. He's just sitting there. He looks comfortable, man. I'll feed him a carrot. That's what I will do.
I'm digging it. I'm actually feeling excited for Cotton just based on those overlays.
So Cotton,
Cotton made one overlay and it's better than every overlay I've ever made. Like,
you made this overlay, jackass.
Just crushed my little dreams.
I really like your overlay though.
God, rad.
I do really.
You
like
act like I can't celebrate somebody else's work without putting yours down.
I put all this work into all this graphics, and Cotton goes the
Rad.
simple look.
Can you name Rad? Can you name one time where I haven't been like, Rad, this work is amazing and excellent. I love it. Name one time. One time.
I could name several times, but none of them have been about my art. Would be the thing.
Oh my God, Rad.
I'm sorry for interrupting your intro, Cotton. Tell us about your interest in life.
What?
You just do you. Ignore Rad. He's
that would probably be best.
He's turnt right now. He's turnt so badly.
I am.
We need to flip him over.
It's been a week.
Well, I was sick earlier this week and now I'm better.
Woohoo!
So I slept a lot during the day. Not today, because I went to work today because I was finally feeling better. But you know.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better.
Yeah, I'm glad to be feeling better. I didn't have anything super exciting. My pipes froze again, but then they unfroze within a day, so it wasn't like a week this time.
Wow. I don't even know what I'd do if my pipes froze for a week.
That's an exaggeration. I think it was more like 4 or 5 days.
This is about a week.
Oh, it was a week. Never mind.
Oh boy, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it wasn't super fun.
Nobody told your state that it's spring now and it needs to calm the fuck down.
Oh, you know what, Texas? Shut the fuck up.
It's not spring until the 21st, so you know.
Oh, is that the official?
I want to tell you something. It didn't snow here until after the first of the year.
Can somebody go back and cut that soundbite out? Look here, you Texas motherfucker. I want to make that my ringtone.
It didn't snow in Delaware until after the first of the year, and now it can't stop snowing even though we're almost at spring. It's so weird.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, Texas.
I'm sorry too.
You can make fun of me when I'm crying about 115 degrees.
Yeah, I will.
I'm happy that it's above 0.
Cotton, I've heard that you might be guest starring on the tabletop next week.
That is a rumor that I have also heard.
I've heard it as well.
So
I've heard
cool.
it as well.
Are you drawing for it as well?
I don't know about that.
I've heard that you're intimidated by the other people there and don't want to draw for them.
I'm intimidated by those other people there.
I'm very intimidated by those other people.
Oh my God! Listen to the two of you.
Dude,
you should just look. If you want to show up and play, the two of you, that's fine. If you want to show up and draw, that's fine as well. Look, it's not like they're going to sit there and be like, this art sucks. I can't believe you brought this fucking... They asked for the two of you. You know that. They asked for you.
I didn't know that.
Oh, well, they were... No, they asked. They were like, I was looking at some other artists, and then I was like, what about Cottontailed? And Connor was like, oh yeah, I've been looking at her website. I've been seeing all these things on her Twitch page. I've been looking at her sketches in the image channel. And I was like, yeah, how about that? And then I was like, how about Raddosaurus? He's like, cool, let's do it. Yeah, they asked for you guys by name, and here you guys are. You're like, we're intimidated. Have you watched that show? You think they're gonna just be like, all right, let's stop the show and critique this bitch up in here, okay? Look at that sloppy ink work. I can't believe that you would use a brush of 36 instead of 28.
How dare he?
How dare you?
I use like a brush of like 5.
Yeah.
Who would dare use a black that wasn't FFFFFF and not FFF5F?
FFFK.
They can't do K in a hex. Jesus.
Oh, see, that's why you're not an artist. Come on.
I'm done. I'm done with you. Cotton, please save us.
I'll put the K's in.
I used to be super intimidated by Rad's work too. I wouldn't like.
Now
share
you're his
my Star
colleague.
Wars
Now
fan
you can
anymore.
now you can make overlays and he's jealous of them. How far have you
For
come?
real.
Yeah. He shows up and he's like, "You never say that about my work, Arthur."
Look, man. Artistic talent aside, Cotton has a real eye for graphic design, which is a separate talent.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Okay, graphic design is completely different from drawing and painting.
She also knows colors because she won't.
Cotton's really good at
she
it.
told me that my choice of colors is terrible.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Color palette is part of art, but it's also a big part of.
I never said your choice of color was terrible.
I'll say it. I'll
say it.
stake it right there. Yeah.
It's one thing to be able to draw an amazing plant. It's another thing to take that artistic element and put it in a visually pleasing way on a greater canvas, right? You know what I mean? Like the visual organization of artistic assets is graphic design, and it's a completely different skill. Like someone who can't draw at all can be really good at graphic design, or people can be good at both. Cotton is good at both. So she's what do they call that? She's probably a triple threat. I don't know what the third thing is yet, but I'm sure it's there. So we'll just go with it. She's definitely a double threat.
She's also an emotional sniper. There's your third one.
There you go.
Yeah.
That sounds
Emotional
great.
sniper. I've
The three
heard that.
things every artist needs to succeed. Graphic design, being able to draw, and being able to emotionally sabotage your peers. Those are the 3 most important things any artist needs to be able to do.
Yeah, so when someone starts trying to critique your work, you'd be like, hit him with the rebuttal.
Give him the look.
It's like, isn't that like your 5th
Feel
Dr.
like
Pepper
they've done
today?
everything in their
Fuck
life
off.
wrong.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. My heart.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say now.
The
Wow.
aspartame in that drink puts the ass in your drawings. Then you spill your Diet Dr. Pepper on their canvas and walk away.
Jeez.
Speaking of someone who I would spill a Diet Dr. Pepper on, let's talk to Raddosaurus.
I'm honored. Actually, first of all, diet any soda is disgusting.
It really is.
And if I were president, I would ban it. We won't get into that, what I would ban if I were president. That's for a long, lengthy, unhealthy discussion, probably. Yeah, I've had a pretty busy week. Yesterday, I went to the rodeo, which was pretty fun. I lived the rodeo life of holding all of the stuffed animals that my children won while they went on little children carnival rides.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. My little 4-year-old daughter whooped up on like 8 middle school boys to win a prize at a carnival game. It was pretty cool. It was like you got like the water cannon, and you shoot the little thing, and it blows up the balloon, and whoever's balloon pops first. And I don't know how she did it. I think she was maybe sitting at the right one or something. Well, I know she was sitting at the right one because I sat back and watched for like 5 minutes some other people do it, and I identified like a pattern. I'm like, this water gun shoots slightly higher velocity than the other water guns. So I sat her down at that one. And then I think also the attendant has some control over that because they know what balloons like can withstand the least amount of stress. Like the colors are different. I don't know how it works, but whatever one. So like I'm pretty sure everybody pushed it in my daughter's favor. But when she sat down, the gun must have been like perfectly pointed because all she did was like push buttons, and it's just like bam, straight on whole time, never came off, balloon pop. She got herself a sparkly little stuffed unicorn that I had to haul around for the rest of the night, but she was pleased as pie. So was I. So it was a lot of fun. I can tell she's going to be a real thrill seeker. She was all about like the roller coaster and, the little kid roller coaster. She's 4, so she can't go on like full size roller coaster. She's also small for 4, so she can hardly ride anything. But the stuff that she could ride, she was all about the fastest, spinniest, most vomit-inducing ride that she was allowed to ride. That's what she wanted to do over and over again. And I discovered I do not have the same stomach for that stuff that I used to. Like, it's just different. I do a lot of stuff like that, but like the spinny teacup type like stuff, like I don't know. My insides they're not down with that. They don't jive with that type of ride anymore. Put me on a helicopter, I'm fine. Put me in a plane, I'm fine. Put me on a regular roller coaster, I'm fine. Fucking start spinning me around in circles inside of other circles while going up and down while spinning inside of yet another circle, I'll pass. Not a great time. But yeah, we went to the Texas Livestock and Rodeo Show. I think it's the biggest one in the country. It might be the biggest rodeo in the world. I don't know. Ate a lot of good barbecue, had a great time. And then today, so I was tired from that. We didn't get home till like midnight. And then today, my kid had a field trip to the Museum of Natural Science. So I went with him on that and chaperoned and watched a couple of other little gremlins as we walked through and saw the dinosaur bones and all the other cool shit that kids love to see. We have a big I don't know what you call it. It's a big enclosed dome with it's full of butterflies and like rainforest shit. So you go in there and like the butterflies land all over you and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Kids liked it. So yeah, it's been a busy couple days. And then on top of all that, I've been getting ready for our trip. We're doing a spring break trip next week to Keystone, Colorado to go do some snowboarding. Although right now it's a little questionable. Apparently it's like historic conditions for avalanches. And there's like dozens of avalanches being recorded every like day to day at this point. Major freeways are closed. I don't even know if you can get to Spring County at this point. Arapahoe Basin was closed. Copper Mountain is closed. Like half of Breckenridge was like closed. So apparently shit's getting really real over there. So we're supposed to leave on Sunday, and we're just going to keep a close eye on the weather up until then to see if we can even make it over there, because it's a road trip. We're not flying, we're driving. So we got to be able to drive from here up into the mountains. I'm not real worried about it. If we don't go, we don't go. I'll be bummed out. I grew up doing a lot of snowboarding, and I haven't got to go a whole lot in my adult life, but so I really relish every chance I get to go, but it's also very expensive. So you win and you lose, I guess, at the same time. I do get a pretty killer deal on lift tickets with my military discount, but other than that, it's been a hectic week for me, just with a lot of prep stuff and crawling around in my attic, pulling down all my snowboard shit and getting my board tuned up and making sure, having to replace all the clothes that my kids grow out of since the last time we went like 2 years ago. It's kind of sucked, but yeah,
that's going to keep happening.
Yep. I'm in that for forever, basically. So yeah, that's been my week. Been excited to come back and play. I'm always bummed out when I know that I've got a week. I mean, I'll be having fun. Don't get me wrong, but I will miss you guys when I'm gone next week. Will
you though?
Yeah.
I feel 100%. Like you'll miss me because you won't have 10 anime comments ready to throw.
I could do that from the internet though. I don't have to miss out on that. I don't know why I've leaned into that lately. I'm like, Arthur's just, I don't know. I feel like his life must be too easy right now. I gotta really give him a hard time about stuff that he likes. I don't know why. Because he does it to other people, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, look, that's a legitimate reason. The other stuff is bullshit. But
yeah, I know,
receiving what you give out is definitely a legitimate reason. I want to point out that I had a really long string of show after show after show after show. And yesterday was the first time I sat down and played a video game for more than 2 hours in like 3 weeks. It's fucking wild. I was like, oh man, I can't believe I got to play so much Monster Hunter.
Is that what you played?
Yeah.
People really like that game. I've never played any of them.
No, at first I was...
People are really into it.
I thought it was like Undertale, where people were like, Monster Hunter is the greatest. And I was like, oh, this game is going to suck so bad. Now I don't think Monster Hunter is the greatest, but it's passable. Okay. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'll tell you, I am increasingly uninterested in Captain Marvel.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw that it got like a 83% review on Rotten Tomatoes or something. I was more interested.
That stuff is though anymore.
I've heard there would be no actor good enough to save the excessive mediocrity of the script.
And that's kind of my thing, right? Like I bet it's as good as 50% of Marvel movies, but I also bet that it's worse than 50% of Marvel movies. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fine. Look, you just have to be better than
Tomatoes
Ant-Man.
in the lower third right now.
it has a real. First of all, you liked Ant-Man and the Wasp. Don't even. Second of all,
I did. I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp better than I liked Ant-Man.
Did you? Okay,
Yeah.
Interesting. First of all, I think Paul Rudd saves anything that he's in based on just being Paul Rudd. I'm a big Paul Rudd.
I mean,
fan.
he's gonna save
well-documented.
Civil War, or he's gonna save
crush on
Infinity War
Paul
Part
Rudd.
2 because he's the only person with powers that's left.
Hell yeah.
I saw that trailer. He's like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Is this a recorded video?" They're like, "No, that's a live feed." And I was like, "Ah, man, I actually care about Ant-Man now. He's super funny and cool again."
I'll tell you what I am excited about, though. I'm increasingly excited about a couple of things. Number one, Shazam is looking better and better every trailer I see. So I'm excited to go see Shazam.
I'm a huge Zachary Levi fan. I might actually go watch that.
I know that the DCU deserves no faith, but at the same time, I didn't go see Aquaman, but people
They
said
betrayed us at every fucking turn.
people said Aquaman was very okay. You know, of course, people who like everything loved it, and people who are more critical of movies was like it was kind of a mess, but it was like a really fun mess. At least some of the people that I follow,
I don't know.
that
Here's
I
the
like
thing.
their reviews. That's what they said about it.
I used to like Khal Drogo as an actor ever since he showed up as Ronan in Stargate Atlantis. But like the more that I learn about him, the more I just absolutely fucking mega loathe him.
Oh, I don't know.
Like he seems like he's a good actor and he's got a cool like wild aesthetic going on, but as a person, he's fucking awful.
I don't know anything about him as a person.
I mean, he bragged about being able to rape his wife on the first episode of, or the first season of Game of Thrones, or whichever season he showed up in. It's like, yeah, it was so much fun getting to pretend to rape the mother of dragons, and I was just like, really?
I mean, so look,
that's not even the worst thing he said.
I
It gets
get
worse.
it.
It gets
I
worse.
get that that's in bad taste.
He's weird. He's so weird. Yeah, he was great in Stargate Atlantis.
But also at the same time, being in the military, off-colored jokes are often the norm. So generally stuff like that, and I'm not justifying it or excusing it, but I guess it just doesn't bother me personally. And maybe that's bad that maybe it should bother me, but it doesn't, because maybe it's a desensification based on my environment. But for me personally, I don't have a whole bunch of issue with stuff like that.
Doesn't really bother me.
And I'm not saying that if you want to have an issue with it, you shouldn't, because you totally can if that's your right. But I don't know. That doesn't bounce off me the wrong way necessarily. What else? Oh, I'm excited about Shazam. I'm excited about. I heard an interesting piece of news today. So Suicide Squad, right? Garbage movie. Really felt like I was robbed by paying money to go see that film in the movie theaters.
Yeah, I heard Will Smith wasn't going to be doing it.
Will Smith has been replaced by Idris Elba to play Deadshot, and James Gunn is directing and producing it. So I'm becoming increasingly
that actually replacing Will Smith I felt was a bad move, but now that you're saying Idris Elba, I'm slightly, but saying James Gunn is in on it, I'm like, this is going to be the James Gunn revenge movie.
That's what I'm thinking.
This is where he's like, Marvel, you should never have let me go, baby.
Let me teach you of the folly of your ways right here.
Guardians of the Suicide Squad Part 3.
And I think the James Gunn style really lends itself to a Suicide Squad team. So
I just want them to fix Joker.
I just want them to fix the way the cast interacts with each other.
To replace Joker, you mean?
The stories about how awful filming that movie was are fucking insane.
Apparently Jared Leto is a super douche.
He's a giant dick, yeah.
But yeah, I guess it was said that Margot Robbie and Will Smith were going to be the only ones returning. And now Will Smith is not returning because he's doing like Blight 2 or Bad Boys 9 or whatever it is. I don't know.
Bad Boys, I think.
Yeah. So
that I'm looking forward to.
And I am forever and always an Idris Elba fan. No matter how many bad movies he's in, I don't care. So
I mean, the name of the name of the dropship you guys are basing out of is the LCS Idris Elba. So
he's a magnetic person to me. Like I want to watch everything that he does because he has a presence about him.
Yeah, I'm about the same way with movies. It's like if I see it has an actor in it, I'll see it, even if it looks like it's gonna be crap.
So you put James Gunn and Idris Elba's name on it, and I'll go see it. I'll pay money to go see it. There was a third thing. Oh, and I'm also increasingly excited about the final season of Game of Thrones, which is fast approaching. So,
look, I think
need
what's
to
going to
catch
happen
up. I don't
is
think I even watched the last season.
dude.
I'm going
Yeah,
to wait
you can catch up.
until right before the final episode. Then I'm going to subscribe for 1 month of that HBO Now,
binge it
watch
all.
all the other episodes, and then catch the final episode live or whatever.
Oh, nice.
I just have to dodge all these motherfuckers that are going to be spoiling shit left and
That's
right.
what's tough.
Yeah, it means
that
never
was
going on the
basically
free
my
folk
plan,
Reddit
too.
for like years.
I was like, I'm not going to bother trying to, find and catch up and stuff. I'm just going to wait for them to almost finish the season, and I'll just get 1 month of HBO Now and just binge it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
HBO's got a lot of good shows coming up though. Like if you watch their little trailer or whatever for this upcoming season, like there's a lot of stuff that I'm really interested in. So I might end up with like a year of HBO just to check it out, just to run through the shows. The new season of, or I guess the third season of True Detective is supposed to be really good. The first season was really good. The second season was kind of garbo. The third season, I'd be interested to at least check out. They're doing like a Watchmen series that I'm kind of interested in. I don't know what the other thing is. Is the Tolkien series?
That's Amazon.
Oh, that's Amazon. Okay. But there's a couple other big budget stuff that they got going on there that I'm interested to check out. Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. I'm also excited about watching Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse again because I bought it on digital and I haven't had time to watch it again. But I think that was honestly one of the best movies of 2018.
I mean, I'll have to watch it at some point.
It's really good, dude. It's really good. Like, it is lovingly crafted by people who love comic books, and every shot in the movie screams so, in my opinion.
I saw someone tried to kickstart getting Spider-Man, which is like Japanese Spider-Man, into the next movie. I might watch just for that, just to have like a 10-second anime Spider-Man show up and be like, "It's me, Spider-Man." That's it. That's all I want.
I was not real big into the Spider-Man. For the Spider-Verse, it was not high on my list to go see. There was one day, it was like an off day. My whole family had stuff that was going on. I was by myself. I was going to go to the movies by myself. And it was between like that and Aquaman and Bumblebee. And I just kind of like flipped a coin and decided which one I was going to go to without any strong feelings towards any of those three movies. And I know without a doubt I made the right choice because the movie is amazing. It's really good. If I were to put it with other Marvel movies, it would be in my top 5. I put it on a different scale because it's a Sony production. It's not even a Marvel production, but it surprised me like a lot. It was really good. Well worth your time if you have not seen Into the Spider-Verse, especially if you're any kind of comic book fan whatsoever. Even if you're not into Spider-Man, it's a lovely movie. You should definitely check it out.
Very well. Got anything else?
No, I think that's good.
Pondo, you got anything to say this week, or should we just skip past you? You're muted.
Or is he?
No, I did. That would be ironic if you just skipped over me because I couldn't say anything out loud because I was muted. No, I'm going to probably stream tomorrow.
I see.
Saturday, I get to just mess with a whole bunch of paint. That'll be fun.
Like,
because apparently, in order to make me full time, they had to sign me up as a assistant manager in training. So eventually, I'll have to just know about all sorts of different paint. Just I can keep full time. What did I do this week? It's pretty much it was already spoken about. So actually, no, I don't have anything. I've just been running play-by-posts. It's been about it. Also, next week we'll be doing Mask. Is that right?
We never got confirmation from Sid. I'd be down for it though. So, as Rad said earlier, he won't be here next week.
On me for?
Yeah, see, there it is. Since Rad's not here next week, we were gonna do Entertain Me, and Pondo was gonna run masks for this group minus Rad.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Okay, well then, yeah, we're doing an episode of Entertain Me. I've got my toga and my laurel wreath over here. Pondo will be running masks. I'm probably going to play someone who has the power to mystically summon spears and then throw them at people, like an unlimited amount of spears.
Which
You're muted,
hero
Rad.
that is as far as masks go. I've looked through all the playbooks again. It's been a while.
It's probably Nova. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I'll find out a way to make it happen, Pondo.
Am I just hearing you say that you want to be Gilgamesh?
Sounds about
You
right.
rate weapons out of nowhere.
Look, I'm gonna call it Unlimited Spear Works, but yeah, pretty much. I just make unlimited amounts of spears. My name will be Archer Bowman.
Surprise, surprise.
God damn it. The toga and
You
everything.
got something to say, Raddosaurus?
Nope.
You wanna mention the word anime lens?
Negative.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it a hashtag on Twitter though.
So
It's gonna become a thing.
So essentially, it'll be because a couple years ago, AP did 2 one-shots of masks set in the Overwatch universe
Oh yeah.
that I was in with. It was Lexi, Super Gwen, and what was her name? I can't remember her name. AP, help me out. EMO. Huh?
Erica, Jennifer, Margaret.
Beth.
Oh, was it TL? I was just talking to her today.
Oh.
Masks Overwatch. Let me click this real quick. It is.
She was in the first one, but she couldn't make the second one.
It's 3 people. It's Lexi, Gwen, and you. So those are the only 3
That
people
was the
in it.
second one.
Okay. Well,
The
then
first
that's
one
what
we
got.
had what's her name? But anyway, this one will be set in the My Hero Academia universe because I just randomly.
Are you
one day I
saying
was
that
like,
it's an anime universe? That's
yeah,
correct.
I
Yes.
guess.
So it would be appropriate to play an anime style character there.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm that.
Yes, it would. I don't know. I would say comic books can be pretty anime as hell as well. Well,
Okay. All right.
essentially just goofy and over exaggerated.
Are you saying that cartoons and animation might have some link between them?
No, I'm not going to say that because it's a whole nother debate I want to get into. Because I still say that Avatar is a cartoon, not an anime.
Why not both?
Because it's not both.
Having trouble drawing you into this one. All right, look, you got anything else going on?
Lord of the Rings is an anime. Fight me.
I mean, look,
Ori in the
the
House is an
Lord of the
anime.
Rings did have an animated series, right?
Sure.
They did.
Yeah, it was excellent. I would say it's better than the. Well, I mean, The Hobbit had an animated movie that was better
Lord of the
than
Rings had
the
one
Hobbit
too.
movies.
Lord of the Rings had one.
Yes,
Did it?
that I can agree with you.
I never saw the Lord of the Rings one.
I'm pretty sure they. I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure I own that one.
The animated Hobbit.
I don't want to see this because the Hobbit was okay.
I liked the Hobbit.
That one.
Not the third one so much, but the first and the second one were pretty enjoyable.
First and second one, I haven't seen the third
Bakshi
one yet.
movies, or the Ralph Bakshi films. He's the one who did those.
Yeah.
The second one I liked better than the first one.
They were just silly, and I was okay with it. And I think a lot of people were not okay with it being silly, and I was. It was silly, and it was off book, and I didn't care. And I think most like Tolkien fans, like they really care about that kind of stuff. So it rubbed them the wrong way, but I didn't care. I was like, these are dwarves in spinning barrel tanks with axes poking out the sides. Like, I'm in. You sign me up.
It was pretty great. See, I did like the second one better than the first one. The first one was man.
And Benedict Cumberbatch was amazing as
Benedict
Smaug.
Cumberbatch. Jesus. And it's Smaug. It's Smaug.
He was pretty awesome. So that's definitely one of the best movie dragons, and one of the best movie dragon scenes.
One of the worst dads in history. How many dads do you know that fucking use their kid as part of a crossbow?
Yeah.
I mean,
Rad's just like, man, I wish I could use my kids as part of a crossbow to kill a dragon. Really? Come on now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
sounds like Rad was like, it sounds like you're saying that as a person who's not had kids.
I think I can safely say I would never use any child as part of a crossbow setup.
Well,
Brad's like, oh, okay.
Down on you, you got to use what's at hand. You know,
All the best crossbows feature at least 1 1/4 children.
So, Pondo, you got anything else going on?
That's about it. I need to brush up on my editing skills soon enough. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's good because we got that Pokemon podcast prologue on Monday, and then we got actual Pokemon every Monday afterwards for a while.
And
And
plus,
then
you have the
Issei Collision at the end of the month. Yeah,
Pokemon.
you're gonna be doing a lot of editing. I hope I can continue to rely on you and just throw everything at you so I don't have to do as much work. I hate editing. I fucking hate it. I can't do it.
I actually like editing, so it's fine.
I like it too.
Bunch of sociopaths.
It's literally my degree is just editing. Not literally. There's more to my degree than that, but pretty much I hated doing anything as far as me having to be talent, and I was like, I'll do editing if you guys want to do this bit for me. It's like, sure. It's like, sweet.
But you are talented. That's the thing.
Yes.
You sound like you're lying to me.
I kind of am halfway. I am talented, but I hate being talent. I essentially hate reading scripts.
Do you want me to stop inviting you to shows, Pondo? Is that what you're saying?
No, just don't put me on a script. I'm fine.
When you work in production, talent is a little bit of a derogatory term.
We're not allowed to do scripted stuff anymore, but isn't that what we're doing right now?
No.
You guys aren't going off the script that I sent you? We've been doing this for a whole year, guys.
I have been this whole time. I've read everything word for word exactly as you have.
Including this bit right here. It's in the script.
It's part of the bit. I know. I have a third monitor that is just a teleprompter. And it was in the script for me to tell you that, and then also to tell yes.
Stop. It's going to get recursive.
It's very meta, yeah.
Well, obviously you know, because we wrote this.
Damn it. Sorry.
You were supposed to stop me, Sid. Now, halfway through the episode, I'm just going to be like, line.
I hope you do it in a really dramatically tense moment where it wouldn't be appropriate.
I have to save it now for like 8 episodes when the joke is like old. It needs to be a deep cut. It's going to come back to this moment. I'm going to bring it back around. Watch. Bet, as the kids say.
It's going to be when we're being have a gun pointed right down. It's elemental pointing its SRM2 at us.
Line.
To make a witty comeback. And be like,
so you're the one that killed Kenneth Cross. Line. Ponda, you got anything else going on?
That's about it.
Oh. Well, look, I mean, I've been trying to hassle you and Cotton to stream for my own reasons. Cotton looks like she's super into it, but you're super not, so don't worry, I'll just hassle you some more for a while.
I've just been busy.
Unless you don't want me to, and then I won't. I mean, I respect your decisions as long as I'm still allowed to hassle you.
No, you can hassle me whenever. I don't care.
Someone clip that, please. I'm going to need that read back to him at regular intervals throughout the next year.
I mean, I won't complain, so... So you clearly gave me permission to hassle you whenever and saying that I do not care.
Feel like I'm going to do this for a lawsuit later. As you could see, my client received permission from the defendant.
Some reason, some point down the line, I retort doing serious mental damage, psychological damage.
No, you're not caught.
Sue me. You don't think I'm capable of that?
I actually don't know.
Okay, then.
I don't know. You got anything else?
No.
All right, then. SidAlpha. You're smiling. That worries me.
It should
yeah,
worry
you're
everyone.
a worrying person.
I am. I do my best. Yeah, it's been interesting. It felt odd not having a show on Monday, but I managed to keep myself entertained. And I actually had something really interesting happen. I'm in the process of trolling a mobile app company or a mobile game company.
Stop doing that. I don't know why they haven't checked your Twitter yet, man, but at some point
Well, they sent me an email. We'd like you to do a collaboration video with us. I'm like, okay, yeah, mobile games suck. They're terrible. $100,000. Ah, your demographics look exactly what we're looking for. Here's what we want you to do with the video. I'm like, okay, to be clear, you just agreed to pay me $100,000.
Yeah, but they probably want you to say something positive, Sid.
Oh, I'll say something very positive.
About them, not about yourself.
Oh, yeah. No, I do.
They probably got the comma in the wrong place, and they meant $1,000 with 2 zeros after a period point.
Yeah, that's why they emailed me back at like 4:00 this morning. They're like, "What is your price for a dedicated video? $100,000?" Yep. If you want me to do a video for your game, that's what it'll take. So yeah, I'm just having fun with them. It's great fun. It's probably not so much fun for them, but I'm enjoying myself. And in the end, that's all that really matters.
Is it though? Is that all that matters?
It is what matters. When it comes to that interaction, yeah, that's all that matters. I have no interest in promoting a mobile game.
As someone who plays a mobile game, I feel really bad.
YouTube has been YouTube. I've run afoul of the
no
the algorithm again.
Skip.
Yeah.
I've seen your fucking YouTube channel, man. Let's just skip over this one.
I wasn't even going to talk about that. But that's okay. I wasn't. It's way too much controversial bullshit to even worry about.
You think?
So yeah, it's been an interesting time, interesting week. I'm tired actually, and it is snowing like mad right now. I got 1.5 foot last night, over the course of about 6 hours, and it hasn't let up. So it's going to be interesting trying to dig myself out tomorrow.
Got anything else? If not, I'll come up with some stuff until we got Rad back.
Not really. No, I haven't had a chance to catch up on any animes recently. I've
basically dropped everything, man. I'm Kaguya-sama and Promised Neverland. That's all I'm down on now. I can't fucking watch the quintessential quintuplets anymore. I saw where the manga was going, and it just fucking broke my heart.
I saw like one episode of that.
No, it's actually pretty good. But the problem is in the manga, the dude becomes a huge fucking dick. He's just a giant jerk to everybody all the time. And they're all like, we love you. And I'm like, this is unrealistic. This is some bullshit. How did we get to this point?
Talking about animes being unrealistic.
You listen up, motherfucker. It was pretty good until that point.
Oh, so you gave up on the anime because you know what's coming in the manga.
I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
Gotcha.
I can't support that anymore. I can't support that lifestyle. Harem bullshit ain't for me, man. Harem bullshit ain't for me.
It's a lot of work. It really is.
Which is bullshit, though. Fuck quintessential quintuplets. Kaguya-sama's out here killing it every single week.
Yeah, I actually did manage to watch another episode of that. It's still really good.
Yeah, it's excellent. Today's the chapter release. Thursday is always the chapter release for Kaguya-sama, and this week was fucking insane.
I'm still like
Kaguya dies in chapter 153.
I think I'm 3 episodes behind.
You're 3 episodes behind? Man, you barely even watched the Chica 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 dance.
Come on, Sid.
Yeah, Sid.
You're letting us all down.
Behind than that, then. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to go look. Video game news. I received an alert that the brand new Devil May Cry on Steam is missing its executable.
That's pretty bad. You do need an executable in order to play a game. I wish I could make a graveyard joke out of the word executable, but it's not coming to me right now. I guess I'll just say jackpot.
No, it's yeah, I mean, you see that sometimes with like really shady indie games, but to see a AAA release like that just fall flat on its
Well, it's
face.
Capcom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not so good at PC gaming.
That's very true. They're actually not.
They figured out console gaming though. Relatively speaking.
I had a nightmare where I bought 4 games for my PlayStation 4 and then I woke up screaming. That is a true story, not at all made up. I never want to buy another console game in my life, unless it's for the Switch. The Switch is brilliant and magical. Nintendo always makes great golden rainbows of happiness.
My kid is so excited for the new Mario Maker that's coming out. Look,
I still think
you had to be
Look,
excited.
it's a no. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice place. It's like the Minecraft of Mario.
Exactly.
I just don't give a shit about it.
I don't either, but I'm excited.
The kids love it. People love it. People spend hours doing it. It's like me and Dwarf Fortress, but I don't care for it. I'm blasé. I'm vanilla.
There was something coming out on the Switch that I was excited about, but now I don't remember what it was.
Everything coming out on the Switch is glorious.
I can't get excited for anything coming out on the Switch.
Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Octopath Traveler.
You have yet to name something I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I think you would actually be a Fire Emblem fan if you could get over your anime hate.
No, guess not then. I don't have any anime hate, Arthur. You know I've watched anime.
You've watched like 2 animes.
I've watched the anime.
I watched the English dub.
Watched anime before you did. In all reality,
I mean that's possible.
I mean,
but only because you're older than me.
I watched Ninja Scroll way before I should have.
Jesus Christ! I also watched Ninja Scroll, but not until I was in high school, buddy. And even then, I was like, "This is way too graphic. Holy shit!
This is inappropriate for me."
This is why parents should be involved in conversations with their children.
That is not something an adolescent thinks very often. I should not be watching this.
Exactly. Ninja Scroll's fucking wild.
Yeah,
it's a bullshit.
Jesus Christ, that was 1993 when that shit came out.
Yeah. And you realize there's a problem in the first like 5 minutes. when shurikens start flying out of trees like machine gun fired, and you're like, oh my god, people are being turned into fucking meatloaf. This dude's drinking somebody's blood. Like I didn't know people drew these types of cartoons at this point in my life. I was like, man,
exactly.
People have taken this art form to a new level. I'm not sure it's a good level. I'm not sure if it's down levels or up levels, but it's a new level.
Oh, it was a down level for sure.
Yeah.
Look, nothing is ever going to beat the fan fiction I wrote where Pondo became the Eye of the Heart guy from Rurouni Kenshin and was just going around being like, I can see your intentions. And then Rad was like, take your fucking blindfold off. And he was like, I knew you were going to say that because I could read your psychology. Whole 2 chapters of it. It's brilliant.
You talking about that guy with a turtle shield?
Yeah. And he has the blindfold on and he's like, I can read your Eye of the Heart.
I never read that, Arthur. You gotta send that to me.
Look, Rad. Someone in chat is saying you need to watch Outlaw Star, which is pretty good. Cowboy Bebop. I want to fill you in though, man. I watched the first episode of the English dub of Konosuba. Look, the show's very funny, but the English dub is a horrible fucking massacre. It is real bad compared to the sub.
Okay, I read a couple of the comments and people seemed genuinely happy with it. So okay. I have seen both Akira and Cowboy Bebop. I've watched most of the older like 90s anime movies. I have seen most of those.
Samurai Warriors.
I've not seen Outlaw Star though, so I will check that one out.
You are missing out. Outlaw Star is excellent.
Okay. Yeah,
the ending is a little weird.
Of course, like most red-blooded
animes that Americans were subjected to back in the 90s were all pretty goddamn weird.
Nah, look, man, Outlaw Star is 100% Raddosaurus. Look, it's about spaceships that have arms, and so they get into melee combat range and grapple with each other. They're called grappler ships, and they beat the fuck out of each other with arms that have like guns and saws on them. Everybody fires tons of missiles, and they're like, "Oh, we're out of missiles. I guess we better move into melee range and beat the hell out of each other."
If I was gonna build a spaceship, you better believe it was gonna have some Macho Man Randy Savage arms on it.
If I was going to build a spaceship, it would be nothing but missile launchers. And then once I'm done firing the missiles, I would turn and run away until the missiles hit and killed you.
I would catch all those missiles with my 7 arms that I built onto my spaceship.
Here's the thing about missiles is that when you catch them, they explode.
After I've thrown them back at you, though.
That's not how missiles work.
Then you don't know how anime works, because that's how anime works, my friend.
You got me, Rad. You're the anime expert now. Exactly. You're the anime expert now. Every time you tell me I got anime lenses on, I'm just gonna be like, but you're the expert, Rad.
7 of them things, okay? I think I know a thing or two.
The last thing I want to mention during this intro is Twitch Prime. Did you know that if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch channel and then subscribe here for free? Twitch Prime, give me money. But also you can attend my secret cult meetings on Discord, where I talk about all the cool stuff I'm going to do next month. Like all of the sacrifices I've made to the blood gods. Want to sacrifice stuff to the blood god? Did you just nod when I say that? I'm actually super worried now. Nope, I'm done. That's it. Intros are over.
I have to do a fan art of Cotton doing a blood sacrifice.
Okay.
Hey, Kala promoted the heck out of the blood god.
It's true.
So previously on the show, Lexi was here, and everybody beat the shit out of each other. And then Cotton, as Black Rabbit, decided to negotiate after Lexi, aka Dark Phoenix's mech, exploded in a glorious horizon. Bandito somehow evaded death over and over again, despite being pummeled. I know because when I had to put all of the armor back on the mechs, Pondo's mech took like 90% of the available armor plating, and there wasn't enough for anybody else.
We weren't going to use that hunchback. It's
well,
missing a leg.
My notes from last session say that Sid prioritized the Battlemaster and the hunchback. So
I didn't say anything about the hunchback. Well, I did say the most damage, but I thought that was under the assumption that we weren't going to be using the hunchback because
that hunchback sucked up all the armor, brother. That's where it's at. Look, a hunchback with one leg is worth 2 in the bush.
That's what we're doing this episode.
The hunchback was a champ, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, it deserves every piece of that armor. If it had another leg, we would be happy to use it some more.
I would, yeah.
We begin the next day, September 18th, 3051 at 0400 Zulu time. I will remind you that time passes in 8-hour blocks. However, it got reset at the end of the last episode because of all the extra fighting. So 2 turns have passed. The first turn was bringing everybody's mechs back into the mech bay, doing some paperwork, and then the second was all of the Mechwarriors resting after the fight while the techs worked. So on this overworld map, the techs work for 8-hour blocks. If they take a second shift, which they did under Harridan's orders, they work at half effectiveness and only get 4 hours worth of work done. So they did 11.27 hours worth of work, essentially, and took an extra break and went to sleep. So, as the situation stands, everyone in the base but Rapier is asleep, and the Mechwarriors are all awake. So, Captain Maxwell Harridan, you are called to the command briefing room, which is literally just a podium next to a television and several sofas with beer cans left lying around.
Those aren't mine.
Yes, sir, I know, Rapier says, stepping out from behind the hollow television.
What do we have?
Well, look. I'm gonna have to, and he starts wiping the grease off his face. I have to tell you, sir, we need some mech techs in here. Asking some sheriff's deputies, some off-duty mech warriors, and me to replace even armor plating took almost double the amount of time than it should. Second thing of note, while you were sleeping, I've secured the LCS Idris Elba computer system. But if this were a movie, this would be when those Cincinnatus terrorists that we've taken in would override all my commands. So nominally, I think that they're not smart enough to have done that. But again, if this was a dramatic movie or like a television series, this would be when they betray us. So I'm doing what I can, sir. I have some light internal security training that I've been applying, but just be aware that we should be keeping them out of the computer as much as possible because this base used to be theirs.
Right.
Okay. While you were out, I have to report the death of the Barnum family. Not only have all their planes been shot down, but their airfield has been completely bombed. And their families were all executed on television. However, I did receive one final report from them. They were taking aircraft flak fire over Castle Kirsch, but one of their pilots reported that the Devastator and the Victor that was captured had been fully repaired and new cockpits installed.
I wonder if we can steal those back.
Well, that's your decision, sir. I want to remind you that while you have a encrypted comms channel with me, and you received an extra line from Crimson, there was a third unknown line that you've never bothered trying to trace, and I haven't exactly had time. Plus, we tend to keep communications in the base pretty tight because we don't want to give away our position. But it's there if you want to investigate it. In terms of personnel death, Carl Eden of the Donegal Broadcasting Corporation and several other clan-based sources have reported that one of our Aztecs, Bulldoze, was executed. Both of our aerospace pilots are both dead, and 4 infantrymen that were part of the Countess's Noble Guard were all executed, along with her major domo. However, none of the dropship crew or the Countess herself have been accounted for, and we don't know where the dropship is.
Hopefully somewhere far away from here.
And in dropship-based news, there was initial reports that there was a warship at the jump point. However, it was just a clan assault jump ship, so they brought a second jump ship with them. 2 dropships loaded with elementals and aerospace stars. They've captured 6 civilian jump ships and a dozen dropships. There are 4 dropships that are stuck between the planet and the jump point who are requesting any assistance possible.
Good Lord.
Well, it's a planetary invasion, sir. They are not kidding around.
They certainly did decide to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at us, didn't they?
Well, it gets worse, sir. All dozen dropships and 4 of the jump ships have left the system, and we have no idea where. If the clans have come raiding for commercial material, they got a lot of it right there. And probably hundreds of Commonwealth citizens.
Well, one step at a time. Let's worry about what's in front of us before we start looking at the bigger picture.
Speaking of the bigger picture, sir, I want to narrow it down for you. I would like you to give me a field promotion to the rank of ensign. I've been with the company for quite a while, and I'm running this base, but I have a rank issue. Everyone here outranks me except for the civilians. If you promote me to ensign, I'll be
vested in me. You are an ensign. There you go.
Well, okay. He just takes a whole bunch of papers and just like throws them in the trash can. All right, no speech. I'm going to sleep, sir. Have a good night. Okay.
You definitely, as soon as he pulls out a speech, you're like, done. Fuck all that. Get out of my face.
So I've updated the map with several of the locations you are aware of and with all of your military forces. So just to take a look around here.
So you said there's 2 mechs at Castle Kirsch? Or,
Castle Kirsch, the Devastator Victor and the Victor have both been repaired and recockpitted. On the art roll right now, we've got Vacation Black Rabbit and Vacation Ronin. That Cotton drew in their new black beach outfits from Beach Town.
Love the floppy hat.
What was saying about 4 drop ships and a jump ship, or
4 jump ships and the dozen drop ships that they captured at the jump point have all jumped out.
Okay.
Would it be possible, and maybe not right now, but perhaps for the future, could we put the mechs here at Castle Kirsch, like even just scaled down ones, just so we have like a little indicator for like the known forces at certain areas.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
I've got little indicators over here.
Okay.
And so am I hearing correctly that those are the only 2 mechs at Castle Kirsch, or just the 2 that we know
They
about?
were taking fire, so there's definitely more military forces there. That's just what they had time to report before they exploded in a fireball.
Well, sir, I could possibly take the mongoose out there, or the Phoenix Hawk, and maybe try to scout out the place.
Rapier turns around and walks back and is like, "Sir, I want to remind you that morale right now is pretty low. The unit's kind of shook up, and there's a lot of concern that Bandito is just going to take somebody's mech. It's really tough being a dispossessed mech warrior, and he's been going through mechs pretty quickly as of late. That's a you problem, sir. I'm out."
Devastator and what else?
Victor.
Very well. Victor.
It was the Victor that Grimdark piloted.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's up to you guys. You have 4 personnel. The 4 of you that you can assign to do anything. You can also assign your lances to do anything. There's various activities that you can do, attempting to discover intelligence, make electronic warfare, dig out more of the mech bay, negotiate, salvage, maintenance. Your salvage supplies right now are pretty low. Sorry, I forgot to erase your armor plating. You have 0 armor plating right now.
We need to get more material, and Aztecs would be great.
Yeah, you need personnel pretty badly.
All right, so
and your maintenance is down here. So your mechs need to be maintained at least once every 7 days. And the size of the mech determines how long it takes, plus the quality level of the technicians. As it is, it will take over 2 hours for the technical crew you have just to do 1 assault mech.
Okay.
And of course, your mech bay is currently completely full, with the Cauldron-born permanently locked in to act as a power source, and then Hunchback, Cyclops, and Archer all on deck being repaired. However, repairs are finished, so everything that's on the mech sheets is now perfectly correct. You can see that there's a bunch of mech sheets lying around everywhere.
Well, let's go look for personnel. Let's see if we can find some mech techs out there. Not sure where, but
Indeed. Maybe there's some local talent that we might be able to hire.
and hopefully then we can boost up morale enough so that way I don't feel bad about we borrowing one of the other mechs, so we can go scout out Kirsch, because that Devastator and Victor will come real handy.
Well, so we can all agree that our biggest needs are beans and bullets.
You have basically, you have 80 tons of meat.
Okay, so beans are covered, sounds like.
Water and vegetables, fruit, grain, you could scavenge for that, but
Okay.
as far as calorie count goes, you're set.
So that leaves us at bullets.
Certainly it's a problem.
That's everything to be combat capable. So I agree. We need to identify resources along that avenue. So we need personnel and supply to facilitate that. And we need, it's also my recommendation, sir, that we identify our next potential target, because I think the only way we're going to stay alive in this particular situation is to remain proactive rather than reactive. And we need to identify soft targets. And the only way, I mean, based on the new ensign's report, this is an impossible situation. And the only way we're going to be alive is to be wherever they are not.
Dude. What can we do with Dark Phoenix now that we have her?
She and her lance act together. What would you like her to do?
Maybe we could have them do a scout in force at an area while we try and find material.
So Rad, in the military, when you repeat a line back to somebody to make them realize what a bad idea it is.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to remind you that you would like to ask me to have a assault lance scout an area.
No, I didn't. When did I say that?
No, Sid. I'm doing it to highlight the joke where I tell Sid he's initiating the commonly known Steiner Scout Lance.
Got you. I think that. Are they around? Yeah, I look over both of my shoulders.
If they, well, first off, let me say, by the way, let's have everybody take 1 point of edge.
Okay.
For your efforts in resolving the situation without combat, even Bandito. Collectively, when the group succeeds, you all succeed, even if Bandito was ready to kill. If you want them to be around, they're around. If you want to call them over, you can call them over.
No, I want to say this where they can't hear me.
Then you have the room.
Okay. Sir, I see two possible courses of action with the terrorists. Either A, you use them as a decoy dispensable force, or we kill them in their sleep and take their supplies.
Sir, I also want.
And I feel like this is the first time. This is the first time that Ronan kind of tips her hat a little bit as to she shows her hand as to her mindset when it comes to tactical problems and military problem solving.
I do agree with Ronan, and plus, sir, our job technically for the Lyran Alliance was to take out their terrorist organization, which that would be the last of their terrorist organization.
Their biggest benefit to us is that they are expendable bodies, but I don't know that their supplies and machines are all that expendable to our cause right now. So we have to weigh, in my opinion, my recommendation is we have to weigh their value with, on one hand, being them and their ability to draw enemy fire, and B, our ability to just take their stuff.
Are you guys evil or good? Because I'm having a hard time figuring this out.
I'm wanting to stay alive, which is neither evil nor good, in my opinion. These are just survival instincts. I've had I don't know. I don't think I'm unique in sitting here saying I've had a pretty shitty time of it in life. So if there's one thing I ever do, it's try to stay alive. And right now, I'm just trying to think of all the best ways to not die. And that might include some really morally questionable stuff that will keep me awake at night when I'm trying to fall asleep 20 years from now. But at least there will be a 20 years from now for me to have that problem. I feel like that's tomorrow's problem, and these are today's problems.
And currently, I still can't really trust them. They are people that really wanted to kill us before. They probably really still want to kill us now. And are also people that can just stab us in the back at a moment's notice. And just kill everybody. So whether if we just send them in by themselves or we go in, attack team them at 2 lances to one spot, it does not matter to me.
My opinion is their best value is to take the equipment they have and draw enemy fire. If I was going to pick one of those 2 options, I think the best course of action is to use them as a diversionary force to soften an already soft target that we can then take advantage of with our faster, more agile Battlemechs that we have at our disposal. I think, and whether or not they come back alive or not is irrelevant. They either don't come back or they come back beat up enough to where we can continue to hold our foots over their necks, so to speak. They will still need us when they come back from a hard fight.
Secondly, from what it sounds like a curse, there's probably some supplies for us that we can also get. if they're able to repair the Devastator and Victor, that means they got stuff there that we can use.
I agree 100%. I suggest 2 courses of action. Our primary mission is to acquire supplies and personnel resources, and our secondary mission should be to identify a primary target, and whether that be Castle Crow or Castle Kirsch, whichever target is more amenable to using a diversionary force to draw forces away. I think also tertiary, there's an argument to be made for a covert operation to steal mechs.
That's what I was thinking.
But I don't know if you have the personnel qualified for such a mission.
The fear is if they had elementals, which had 100% certain they probably will around that area. Which one of those sons of bitches is be able to just wipe us all out. And then all we'd be able to do is just scratch their armor a tiny bit.
Well, then basically it boils down to a decision here between taking basically what we have and crush Castle Kirsch, or we seek out resources and material elsewhere and we come back to that. Am I hearing everyone correctly?
Essentially, or we can go out and look see if there's someone that can help us out. As far as hire some help, as far as the mechs go.
Well, chances are there's probably prisoners at either one of those castles.
Indeed. Hell, maybe there's people that we can use as mechanics as well.
Well, I'm rather loath to have our own equipment used against us.
You could even have the diversionary force be an attack on the other castle. You could send Dark Phoenix at one stronghold in hopes that it draws forces from the other.
Chances are we'd be facing a full assault lance at either location, if not more. So most likely we'll need them along with us.
Unless you can draw the assault lance away.
If we can maybe draw the assault lance away into a trap with the light lance.
The light lance is here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the light lance is here.
Okay. Well, I mean, I look over at the mongoose and the phoenix hawk and the wolfhound. I'm like, we got some of the fastest mechs in the inner sphere here, and if we lay out a big fat juicy morsel like an assault lance that can't get away, that they can run out and pounce on, then it should be easy pickings for our light guys to swing in there, liberate a handful of supplies, and pop out. And if they don't take the bait, then we don't swing in.
That's an extremely good point. I'm starting to like this plan. I am.
They're not going to take their assault lances, their assault lances, and chase down our light guys. They're going to send their aerospace fighters to bomb the shit out of them. But they might chase down an assault lance that they know they can catch up to and beat up on.
All right. How about we revise your plan a little bit? We have Dark Phoenix's lance play bait to try and lead out the assault lance, the forces they have at Castle Kirsch. Our light lance are either go, no go, depending on if they take the bait. If they do take the bait, we have our light lance sweep in and scoop as much material as they possibly can, no matter what. And in the meantime, we take our lance and try and sandwich their forces in between us and Dark Phoenix and crush them.
So the only element that, I mean, that sounds good. The only drawback is you do what you said, and it puts you at odds with your own equipment. But I don't know that stealing a mech is in your repertoire, so I don't know if that's an option on the table anyway. Or if you just want to go and fight that asset, and I don't know, sir. I don't know what your capabilities are.
We're drawing up plans here. We don't even know what's at Castle Kirsch. Perhaps we should use the light lance to scout it first, and then finalize our plans based on that.
Or even do some electronic warfare.
Indeed.
Try and dig up some comm records or some traffic to figure out who's talking to who and where they might be.
I could probably do that, but I need a mech that's fast enough to get in there real quick, try to hack into the system, then get the hell out.
Arthur, can't we do this Discovery war move without sending people, or no? How's that work?
Yes, but it will take you full 8 hours of remaining at the base, and any number of people can do it.
Wouldn't it also make us vulnerable as well?
Passive will not, active can.
I'm guessing.
So passive is like browsing the internet, and active would be like trying to crack people.
But basically anything active, right? Like everything we do has the chance of pinging the radar.
So passive e-war is like watching television in this case, or browsing the internet, getting some news sources.
And that doesn't determine how much time we spend on it, just like the quality of information we can get.
That's correct. I mean, you everything you do is in 8-hour blocks.
Gotcha.
So we could browse about, see what kind of information we can pick up on the internet, TV, whatnot. Personally, I'd like to just go out there and see if I can actively get in there and get out. Get what I can and get out.
All right, but you're going to have to convince whatever mech pilot whose mech you're taking. They're not going to be happy with you.
Oh, shit. Can you at least help me, sir?
I don't guess you could sit shotgun in a mongoose.
Is there room for 2 people in the mongoose cockpit?
No, the Cyclops is the only double mech cockpit, and it's currently hosted Dark Phoenix. So the Cyclops is specifically. So this is the weird thing. She has like a lance of like fresh new mechs, except for her awesome.
Not like a rumble seat in the.
Yeah, there are, but I mean, it's like a murder hole. Being in them is not comfortable, and it's not meant for long-term or combat.
Oh yeah.
The Cyclops is specifically designed to have a second person run a battalion out of. You can run like a whole conflict there.
I mean, I could help you talk to them.
Even if it's just I have to sit in the rumble seat for 8 hours.
Well, who's to say that it has to be you that goes?
I'm the best one at hacking into systems, sir.
Maybe you're better off just going on a motorcycle.
Indeed.
Well, I kind of need this sensor equipment in a mech.
Motorcycle.
Don't we have some bikes? Isn't that a thing we got?
You have Rapier's bike. You have Rapier's motorcycle, one very fast custom police interceptor, and then 2 regular cop cars, and a hover van, plus 2 salvage vehicles that are like 100-ton haulers.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, the point I was wanting to use the mech for is the sensors equipment's inside of it. That I can use to, hack into their comms, stuff like that. Check the sensors, see what mechs are in the area.
If you want to be uncomfortable for 8 hours, yeah. Come on, why don't you just steal this guy's mongoose? I'm sure you won't be upset that you just literally gave him, just removed his job during the middle of a planetary invasion when we'd be hunted down and murdered.
Never do anything Arthur tells you to do when he says it in that voice.
Sir, if you want me to just go out in a bike, see if I can spot stuff with a pair of binoculars, I'll do.
Work with the light lance, see what you can figure out. You're right, we do need the sensor suites, but we can't dispossess one of our mech pilots again.
I'll just sit in a rumble seat.
Very well. Then tell them one of them gets to play chauffeur.
All right.
So it should be noted that the Raven's current speed is 1.
Yeah, I was going to talk to the monk.
It has 1 destroyed leg and 1 leg that is all critical on the inside.
Yeah.
It does, however, have the best sensor suite on the entire planet.
Yeah, that's my issue, is that The one thing I really, really wanted got messed up.
That's very unfortunate.
If only we had a large mech that was very fast with 2 hands that could just carry it like a little baby.
Unfortunately,
like,
you don't have
like
that.
a Devastator, you know?
Yeah.
Devastator doesn't have hands. That's the issue.
Yeah.
I guess you could say its loss is pretty
Don't do it. Don't.
devastating.
It's,
I mean, the archer could do it. It has
the
to.
fruit is too low.
Okay.
The archer is fairly slow though.
Battlemechs don't carry other battlemechs.
They can.
They don't.
They can.
They don't.
All right, I guess I go over probably to the mongoose pilot since it has as fast as mech.
All right.
How mountainous is the area towards Kirsch?
Kirsch is not mountainous at all. It's got some rolling hills as you approach it, but Kirsch is a archipelago island set. It's super flat and filled with cherry trees, and so they can make their brandy.
So, knowing that, would it be better to have something with jump jets that could easily just traverse that land?
Probably.
Well, granted, the mongoose.
As you
has
begin
like
approaching the
7
mongoose
speed.
pilot, it's Shinji Yukikaze. He looks so nervous as you're approaching, like you're about to take his mech.
I'm
He's
not
even
gonna
reaching
take-
into his pocket and pulling out his command card key. He knows it's coming. He holds it out to you and says, "Here you go, sir."
I don't know. It's all right. I just need you to chauffeur me.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Though, if it comes down to it, it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't be able to get in your seat. Never mind. Just give me a ride. We're going to go head over to Kirsch.
You're literally like, I want to use you as a taxi driver, but if we get in combat, swap positions with me. Oh
I
my
have total faith in
god.
your ability, unless we have to fight someone.
So
Don't
you are
engage. Book to hell. All right.
you are assigning yourself to the Scott Lance, and you are taking the Scott Lance to Castle Kirsch in order to do some reconnaissance.
Well, can the Raven stay?
Yes, the Raven basically must stay.
Yeah.
right.
Then that's fine. Scott Lance it is.
Okay. Halavi is not happy to have a superior officer literally riding his dick on this mission, but he does obey your orders. So you take the Wolfhound, the Phoenix Hawk, and the Mongoose with Pondo stuffed inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have assigned a recon mission to Castle Kirsch. What are you doing with the rest of your personnel? You have plenty of other people to assign. I need to figure out what's going to happen at Castle Kirsch here real quick, so feel free to take some time to discuss.
What's at Raffinia?
So Raffinia is a oil refinery / mineral extraction / refinery area. It's a huge company town. So this particular planet, Kulavrati, doesn't have a lot of industrial works. There is a vehicle industrial, like a military vehicle industrial place on one of the western continents, but they mostly take imported metals. Raffinia is the only place on the planet that produces local goods. It does make some like standard battle mech grade armor plating and internals and that kind of stuff, like basic supplies for the planetary militia and the planetary militia, basically.
We have not gone out to them yet.
You have not gone out to them. You have heard reports over the radio of someone called the Flame Witch of the East, who has been engaging in a terrorist action against Comstar personnel in Raffinia. This group of individuals led by this terrorist has been staking Comstar individuals on roofs and lighting them on fire for the public to see.
And she's got red hair.
She does have red hair. That's why they call her the Flame Witch of the East.
No, Comstar, basically, we know that Comstar isn't on the up and up, right?
That's correct.
We know
Comstar is in full cooperation with the invaders on this as well.
I don't really have a problem with her actions.
The question is, can we set up negotiations with the person in charge there, or should we just go out there? Should we do, what is this? Discovery footwork.
Yeah, you'll need to discover whatever factions are there before you are capable of contacting them.
Okay.
let's do the discovery footwork.
Yeah, I volunteer for this mission.
How are you doing the discovery? Are you literally heading out there in person?
I mean, I think maybe we probably should.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in person.
Okay, Ronan is going to Raffinia. Anybody else, or is it just Ronan on a solo op?
I am going to Raffinia as well.
I see. Black Rabbit, you've been awfully quiet. What would you like to do? You could stay at the base and go on a date with your Bubba.
Date night.
Or you could keep an eye on Dark Phoenix.
You could,
Maybe we should have Dark Phoenix
leave someone behind at the base besides
We all
Rapier.
leave, and she's like, "You guys are so evil," and we come back to just a bloodbath.
It's this Black Rabbit with the vibro sword sitting on a throne of corpses.
It's not even just like the Phoenix people. It's everyone. It's all of the people.
She's drinking out of a cup made from Rapier's skull.
A goblet, a skull goblet.
Perhaps we should send Dark Phoenix out scouting or something.
The blackest of
Just so
rabbits.
she's not at the base.
Where do you want to send her to scout?
Should we send her to Castle Crow?
I don't know. In what?
Dark Phoenix?
Have her ride with Rapier on his motorcycle. They will come back best friends.
Is that what you're doing? You're sending Dark Phoenix with her whole lance with Rapier on a scouting mission to Castle Crow.
I was just kidding. I don't know.
I mean, you got personnel to assign. We got a Black Rabbit to find something to do with. We got a Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, we might as well. We need to see what the disposition forces are around us. So we've got nothing else for them to do. We may as well make use of them somewhere.
Yeah, get busy.
Okay, so
Black Rabbit she just goes back to the beach.
all right. Based on the current campaign score and the fact that you're launching 2 reconnaissance missions, the clans have already beaten Dark Phoenix, so they have a score of 1, which means that this is a campaign score. Wow, that's super bad. Well, that's literally the worst thing that could have happened for you guys.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. I'll tell you in a minute. Bandito is being part of a interesting.
Did Rapier have to make a roll?
I'll make rolls for him in a minute. I'm just looking at the battlefield type that they are going to encounter right now, and it's not great.
Okay, I don't know what any of that means, but I'm excited to find out.
Can we re-roll the battlefield type?
Yes, can I spend an edge for you to reroll?
There's no re-rolling it. It's based on your current
Points and
disposition.
stuff? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so the Dark Phoenix people lost to the clans and retreated. And you guys have won against the clans 1 time. So you have a +1 score, they have a -1 score, and the clans have a reversed number of score to that. So they have a +1 versus Dark Phoenix.
Is that like an advantage? Is that what that
yeah, it
equates
changes
to?
the type of scenario. So, Rapier, well, before I tell you anything, let's figure out where Black Rabbit's going. What would you like to do? Where would you like to go? What do you want on your taco? What are you going to have? Maybe a bean burrito or maybe some cheese?
I think she does absolutely nothing that's helpful.
So you're going to remain at the base?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right. It should be noted that Bubba's going to spend a lot of time trying to get you to drink some whiskey with him in the middle of the morning.
Well,
Such a bad influence.
Yeah, he wakes up sometime around noon after having worked for like 18 hours, and then he's just like, "Hey, darling, want to go get some whiskey and Coke down at the local bar?" He literally picks up a bench and puts it down in front of you, starts pouring whiskey. He's like, my bad, I meant Black Rabbit.
no, I don't want any whiskey.
Do you have another name between you and the other Missy? It's getting real hard to take anybody seriously around here.
My name is Black Rabbit. It's a very serious, dark name. Are you okay, Sid?
me serious.
It's a very serious, dark day.
You only get a name like that if you're born from pain.
Okay. So he just sips at his whiskey and makes a face behind his drink.
I'm getting a real Batman from the Lego movie vibe going on right now.
Yeah.
I am darkness. Let's talk about you, Bandito. Congratulations. You and your team are on a reconnaissance mission, which means you're on the raid table. And with your current disposition, you are locked into a hide-and-seek mission. You approach Castle Kirsch, and your sensor contacts begin picking up contacts waiting for you in the space towards the base. There are 5 elementals hidden between the base and your current position. You can either choose to engage them and attempt to chase them down, or retreat. If you retreat, you won't be able to gather any more relevant information than what you have right here. I want to point out 5 elementals is not a lot of elementals. It's a very, very small amount of elementals.
It's not. I'm thinking. That's upsetting. Elementals.
Maybe they might be leading you into a trap, though.
My God, that could be a thing.
Can I try to pick up anything else on the sensors?
Absolutely. Make a sensor operations roll. What are you looking for?
Any other signs of maybe...
If it's a trap.
If it's a trap, like other mechs.
Okay, make a roll.
May possibly shut down mechs. Yada, yada, yada.
Activate your inner Admiral Akbar.
Can I just shell a edge in this? Just give an extra +2.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to shell an edge into it. Just give it a +2, so it'll be +8.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, Pondy, you son of a bitch. I'm going to rewind that footage. You definitely had 2 ones hitting the table. 100%. And you re-rolled them.
Someone spin an edge to...
Yeah, I'll spin an edge to make you re-roll it.
Yeah, it was double ones. Press. There we go. That's better. 9 + 8 is 17.
Okay. You identify the location of all 5 elementals before they go to ground. They are the only forces being picked up by the medium weight electronic warfare suites that all of the scout mechs have, not the Phoenix Hawk. You are as certain as you can be that these are the only forces waiting for you.
All right, I'll notify Howler to engage, keep distance, do not follow in if they try to draw us towards this castle.
Okay. Make a leadership roll real quick, and I'm going to roll for the bad guys and your dudes. Well, bad guys rolled kind of blasé. They rolled okay.
What is my leadership? I know it's not bad. It's not great.
Look, you hit double 6s on that dropship. All you gotta do is do it again right here.
All right, here we go. Maybe.
That was pretty close to double 6s.
It was
really close.
It is 12 though.
All right.
+3.
Okay. The Wolfhound takes some light SRM damage, but other than that, your dudes roll in, engage, and just fucking murder a bunch of elementals, breaking them down into groups of one-on-one combat.
Fucking nice.
Your mechs move in on Castle Kirsch. It's completely undefended at the moment.
I think there's no one sitting inside of a Devastator or a...
Inside, there is a Devastator and a Victor primed and ready to go. The only thing is you don't have the command codes to start the mech.
Oh, because they can wipe them and put their own in
completely
there.
Undefended?
Yep. Castle Kirsch has no personnel inside of it.
So what you're saying is all you got to do is get in there before they put pilots in those mechs.
I don't think there's any way to tell if there is actually pilots in those big ass mechs.
It sounds
sure
like...
there is. They're not moving. Your mechs are walking around inside the castle, looking at the mechs and like getting close to the cockpit. And you're like, nope, those are empty mechs. Looking in there, sir. I got my optics zoomed in. Let me share my feed real quick.
Dude, get in there and work some
shady as hell.
techno magic and unlock that motherfucker.
Yeah, I want to try to climb into the Devastator.
Either you get it or you break the shit out of it, and they can't use it either.
I mean, there's no climbing into the Devastator. The door is locked from the outside.
Well, I mean, like climb up to the Devastator, try to get into it.
Yep.
If you can't, hack into them, use your lance to just melt those things where they stand. If you can't,
it is locked from the outside. You can attempt to break the clan security systems by making a security roll. But I want to note that their technology is way more advanced than yours. It's like trying to use DOS software in order to break some fucking high-end AI computing shit.
What kind of roll? A security roll?
I mean, if I can, tamper with this, that way they can't use it later, that's fine.
The best way to tamper with it would be to completely destroy it.
That's what Arthur wants you to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's what
I love how you guys think that there are things that I want.
You hate that Devastator. You hate it more than anything.
You could have brought a salvage vehicle with you, and you chose not to.
And you radio back to get one on the way?
No.
Why not?
You already assigned all of your units this round.
Oh, so it'd have to be like the next 8 hours kind of situation.
Yep. I mean, look, you didn't just arrive here instantly, right? It took travel time to get here.
Well, post up and defend those bitches while the truck's on the way.
I'll try to hack into it and get shell. I'll shell 2 edge into this.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
I'll throw another one in there.
Wow, plus 6 to this roll.
So I'll be rolling at a +9.
Let me ask: do you have any equipment to accomplish this at all? Or are you literally just trying to use a data pad to crack into this thing?
He's got USB 3.
I think I got like an upgraded, like the step up. I don't know what the step up would be.
I mean, if it's impossible, tell me, and I will not throw an edge in there.
It's definitely possible. It's just going to be an extremely difficult roll.
Sure.
Probably less so with all the edge you're throwing behind this.
That's the idea.
I'll have a +9 to it, essentially.
Good luck.
Okay.
So that's a 15.
15.
If it's not good enough, I'll burn an edge to have him reroll it.
But he won't get all the bonuses, will he? Did they ride to the reroll? The spent edge?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay.
I believe they did last time. Right.
Okay. Yeah, so we just need to know if he passes.
You spend over an hour. There's lots of cords being ripped out. You're like, beep, 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 beep. The rest of the lance, Halvey just checks in like every 10 minutes. It's like, sir, are you done yet? Like sweat is dripping down everybody's face.
Hacker man.
After exactly 1 hour of work, the cockpit opens up to allow you in. Just because the cockpit's open doesn't mean you can start the mech.
Does it have that new mech smell?
It does. I mean, so when you get in the cockpit, it's completely different from what you're used to. It's a clan cockpit. It's more responsive.
Oh, shit.
It's more ergonomically designed. It's comfortable.
Whoa, leather.
I think as soon as Bandito sits in, it's like, oh yeah, this is great shit.
I don't know these controls.
Not great.
I'm 100% ready to spend the rest of my edge for you to try and start this bad boy up.
What do I need to do to try to start this bad boy up?
If you hack into the mech, it will be in other security systems. If you hack into the mech, you will be able to use it in technician mode, which will allow it to move at minimal slow speed and no weapons.
So like walk?
Yes.
Only.
You don't have it keyed to a neuro helmet. It will have no balance ability. It'll just be at basic shit. If only Maisie was here in order to hack into it with that fucking super user access.
Actually, I want to try super user Maisie.
Access denied. State your affiliation.
Auto eject initiated.
Oh shit! I'll try to hack into it.
Okay. Were people spending edge here?
Oh, can you tell us if this roll is harder or easier?
It is easier than the last roll.
Okay.
If I hack into it, would I be able to set a neural interface later?
It will take a technician hours in order to calibrate it to your brainwaves.
I mean, I really feel like reacquiring the Devastator.
I'm saying like later. Like
oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. If you get it back to base within 8-hour maintenance period, someone will be able to rekey it to you.
If we get back to base is the key. There.
Yep.
I'm burning a point of edge to give you a +2.
I will also burn another point of edge to give you a +2.
So +4, +7, +7.
I'm back down to 1 point of edge, you motherfuckers.
12.
You miss it by 1.
Okay, I'll spend my last point of edge to reroll. Oh, you spend yours. That sounds even better to me. Yep, do that.
Okay, you need to get 6 on the dice.
Oh wait, can I just spend an edge to move
by 1?
No, because you've already spent edge to do that ahead of time.
Fuck, that's right.
Okay.
Oh.
Bandito, it's tense, but you get in there, you start rekeying stuff. Some of the master computer inside the mech core still recognizes your command codes, and at one point you manage to override the technician system, and you pull up the old overlay, you pull up all of the old operating system, but more importantly, you pull up the Spanish-speaking error systems, and it's like, hello, senor, there's a problem. Contact the local administrator immediately. Activating technician mode.
Fine. That's fine. I can deal with that.
Are you doing anything with the Victor?
How much
was the Raven pilot staying behind?
As far as I know, he was riding backseat with somebody because everybody gets deployed when the lens goes out.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to get into the Victor.
I hope that you have a lot more edge.
Nope.
I mean, I don't care about the Victor as much as the Devastator.
Okay, all right.
Make your but it's not
make your roll to get in the Victor.
Is it harder? Is it harder to get in the Victor than Devastator?
It's the same as the Devastator.
Yeah.
With no edge, that's a complete failure.
Slag it.
Okay.
You get locked out of the Victor's cockpit.
Bummer. Try and destroy it in such a way that it's not usable, but has a lot of parts that can still be
just rip the
salvaged from
fusion
it.
engine out of the middle of it.
Can you just reach over and crush its head?
They would just replace the head.
Oh yeah, huh? So you could pull the fusion engine out, and the rest of it is still good.
I mean, when you pull a fusion engine of a Battlemech, it's now a useless piece of metal forever and ever.
Right, but all of its parts are still good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So if he ripped the fusion engine out and carried it back to base, we could use that fusion engine.
Boom!
No, that's not how fusion engine works.
Yeah, they're plug and play, Arthur. You didn't know?
No. Everything you're saying is wrong.
They're like portable hard drives. So just put a little USB cable in there, fucking go.
What's your decision, Bandito? You're in charge of this mission, Lieutenant. Halavy's real nervous. He's just like, sir, I think we need to get out of here as soon as possible. Let's slag this bitch.
Yeah, shoot out both legs.
Interesting. All right. His lance begins pouring fire. It's going to take a really long time for them to destroy those legs. So the thing is, they're only using energy weapons as well.
They got to wait when they start to heat up.
Why are you destroying its legs and not the core?
It's Bandito's call.
It's Bandito's call.
All right.
After about 2 minutes of constant firing and overheating, the lance reports that they're ready to go. Your Devastator's powered up and ready to walk.
You weren't checking for any like personnel? Like, is it abandoned? There's nobody there?
The whole castle's completely abandoned.
Okay. Why would
then
fix the mechs and just leave them there?
That's ridiculous. They're gonna blow up on us.
Probably.
Bandito's gonna fucking blow up in that mech.
It's probably got a tracking device on it.
It's gonna. Ooh.
That's what I'm guessing.
They're probably hiding in the garbage, like Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Anything else, Bandito? At the end of 8 hours at noon.
I'm definitely going to check to see if there is like any sort of tracking device anywhere in this damn thing.
Very well. Make a sensor operations check.
That'd take a long time.
What's your total?
13.
You do not believe there is a tracking device inside of your mech.
Don't know if I like the way he said that or not.
Okay. I mean, I don't care. You destroy Citadel's mech. You now have reacquired.
Sorry, Citadel.
Sorry, buddy. It had to be done. You do the same, or worse, probably.
At the end of 8 hours at noon, you and your mech force are still located at Castle Kirsch. Meanwhile, well, you guys don't know what happens, but Dark Phoenix, Rapier reports back to you while you're on your way to Raffinia. He's like, "Sir, we're in some really deep... Oh, shit, sir! Gotta get him out of here!" And then the line cuts out.
We're not there, though.
Yeah, I know. He's messaging you over your encrypted channel.
Oh. Well, shit. Maybe
there's nothing you can do, right? Like, there's literally... Oh, my God! I rolled double sixes for the enemy force. Holy fuck.
See, a 5 and a 4.
Can't win them all.
The 5 and the 4 are for the friendly force. That's Dark Phoenix's roll. This is the bad guy roll up here.
Okay.
Yep. It's gonna go bad. So Dark Phoenix rolled for acquired a extraction mission, which means they need to get in, grab a personnel like the Baron, and get out. There is a faction specific person that she's looking for, and that mission is undergoing right now. You don't know what the enemy forces are.
Based on the dice, it's not going well.
It's not going well.
We're about to have to do an extraction.
Black Rabbit, let's cut back to you in the base. Anything you want to do back at the base when you're just hanging out with your bud and a bunch of cops? And
does she hear this stuff come over the radio?
I mean, she will in like 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
I just want to know if are you just hanging out at the base, maybe writing some dramatic poetry or painting a really dark, like a rabbit being stabbed.
Canvas that's just been painted black.
Oh, you're just painting the base, huh?
She's just painting on all the walls on the base.
What are we painting here? What do we got?
You know, rabbits, flames, skulls.
All right.
In that order.
On a scale of 1 to badass, how bitchin' is it?
I'm gonna say moderately badass.
All right. I would like you to make an artistic roll with your.
Oh, I didn't know. It's a 1 then, because I don't have any automatic skills.
Great. Well then, you will believe it's badass no matter what you roll. The only question.
I'll roll for it, but she definitely believes it's badass.
Yeah. So do a bunch of teenagers when they draw that S thing, you know.
Yeah,
in their notebooks.
Right, because it is.
Okay. Make your roll right here. We got some dice for you.
Okay.
Holy shit, she landed double sixes.
Roll one of those D6s again.
The 6s again?
Yep.
Fucking killed it.
Just one of the 6s.
Oh, my bad.
I'll take the last one.
What the fuck?
All right. So you've officially rolled 2 6s. You rolled a 6 again. You rolled a 6 again. Roll another one of those 6s.
Okay.
If you manage to land another 6. All right. So you got 24 plus 1 for 25 plus 4 for 29.
29.
In order to
like
be
the most epic paint job ever.
in order to be super badass, you needed a
Like a
8 plus 4 intervals, which would be 16. This is literally like the fucking Mona Lisa of edgelord art. You've created like a biker den inside of the dropship. It looks
Part of it glows in the dark.
Yeah, it looks fucking glorious. Yeah, we could make a religion out of this. No doubt.
No,
I'm so glad we got those rolls on the bunny pictures and not Rapier lives dice.
You're welcome.
Meanwhile, Murder 6, Ronan, what vehicle are you taking to Raffinia?
We won't take the police car.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, you take a police car.
Take the
I want to point
raddest
out it
vehicle
is
we
a
got.
it's a county police car for Crossroads. So you'll be, you'll look like a planetary security organization, but just in the wrong place.
Makes sense.
All right. We will take our break. When we get back, we're going to celebrate how well Cotton rolled those D6s. And then we're going to find out what happens in Raffinia. Sometimes what happens in Raffinia stays in Raffinia because it's that kind of town. Hopefully our personnel are not left behind in Raffinia. I just want to let you guys know that Dark Phoenix is like 100% dead right now.
I'm sure.
Yeah, like her lance is totally boned. I'm going to have to tell Lexi as well.
On the upside, if you don't make it back with the Devastator, but you make it back alive, we got a bitchin' awesome for you to pilot.
What? That awesome is fucking smoked.
Oh yeah, the awesome.
You destroyed the awesome's fusion.
We can plug the Victor's fusion core into the awesome.
No, that's not. No, everything you're saying is an abomination of science. Speaking of abominations, we'll be back in 8 minutes. Enjoy the break music and the artwork.
We needed legs, and you shot them.